Right now, we provide, or we will construct new affordable owner-occupied housing, and then provide a very deep subsidy to participants to be able to afford the mortgages to go into that home. The challenge is, once they sell that property, that initial subsidy that we put into the home leaves with that buyer. So to re-subsidize that property, we'd have to put an additional $30,000, $40,000 to get it down to affordable price at that time. But what the land trust does is it locks in that affordability. So under the second scenario, under the community land trust organization, that home would sell at an affordable rate to the next buyer without having to put any further subsidy in it.
This community land trust is a strategy that helps people access housing that they would otherwise not be able to afford. In a homeownership situation, the CLT homeowner purchases and owns their own home. They have a deed to their home. But rather than selling the land to that homeowner, the CLT leases the land to that homeowner by means of a long-term 99-year lease that provides that homeowner with an exclusive right to use that property for as long as they want. And because protecting affordability is such a critical component in communities like Columbia, the CLT stipulates the resale formula that's used to determine the price should the homeowner ever decide to sell. And that resale formula is providing a fair and equitable return for the seller, but at the same time limiting the amount of appreciation the homeowner can take with them so that the home can remain affordable for the next buyer.
What's been a best practice around the country is creating an independent nonprofit organization that is represented by the community. What this board structure does is it provides good representation from business leaders and community leaders, and typically your industry professionals, as well as neighborhood members where these homes are going to be developed, as well as the people that are served by this program.
That's paramount that you have input that helps create this holistic approach and feedback from all members of the community.
Community Land Trust has a long-term interest in working with the folks who live in housing that's located on CLT-owned land to help enhance their prospects for their ongoing success as homeowners and as community residents.
What we've been doing in the most recent years is trying to up the quality of house we build. We had broad consensus among the group of making sure our community land trust homes we build are nice houses that anyone would want to live in. We toured several other community land trust sites, and what we found was that they looked just like any other house on the block. One house we got to tour in particular in Springfield, they had made some additional investments on a deck. They had plants and a garden that they'd planted. They'd also built a fence. They did anything any normal homeowner would want to do with their yard, and it was really great to see that.
We knew we could afford the house. It was just the down payment that we couldn't get over that hump. And with the land trust subsidizing the down payment, why the rest of it was really pretty easy, because I mean, they had a lawyer we could talk to, they had a real estate agent that worked with us, and they provided us with all the information. So it was a very easy process.
And the Community Land Trust, because of its long-term commitments to protect affordability, to protect and leverage the public and private resources that go in, and all the creativity and all the time and all the energy that goes into creating affordably priced housing in the first place, and then making sure that those community assets are protected for the long haul. It's a really very exciting sort of catalyst for thinking long-term about who we want to be and what kind of community we want to be in the future.
Once you sit down and look at it, the ins and outs, the ups and downs, it's a very good program. It's a great program.
Each, I think, community has a different reason why. You know, it's a unique reason why they might have a land trust in their community, but it benefits so many.
Community land trust effort is a great way to leverage those dollars and make sure where we spend money, it benefits people for many years to come.